play? How do you see that all?
I met him on Friday. I've been here for 2 days, so far we're meshing, quite well. So I think fairly well. I met Coach Petrino in 2009 briefly over a phone conversation. So I've followed his work. Great offensive mind. So since I've gotten here, just been trying to figure out what to do and how to do it, and where I was going to fit in.
The 2 days you've been here, what have you gathered about this offense that you maybe didn't already know? Have you learned anything new?
I've learned a whole lot. It's a lot to learn. It's different than what I was used to. So, to be able to come in and, fit in and with Coach K and all the other guys that are in the offensive room, just coming in and, voicing my opinion when asked and just trying to learn the guys and, learn Louisville.
What's it like to be handed a guy like Lamar Jackson to work with right away? I mean, he's so dynamic.
He is very dynamic. We actually recruited him, at West Virginia, and just watching him, following him, and seeing how he plays and able to run the ball and able to throw the ball. So it's a true dual threat.
How difficult of a decision, especially the timing of it, for you, to leave there and to take your job?
It was. I've been to West Virginia twice, so I mean, just being familiar, and it was a situation to where I wasn't expecting it. It came up. Talked with my family about it. Talked to Coach Herberson about it, and talked with Coach Petrino and went through the interview process. So that made it fairly easy for me to decide to come and try something different, try something new, new experience. With Andy, just getting to know Andy, I was excited, something new for me to try a new challenge.
I know it's early, but what have you seen or heard about the wide receiver group and the guys, the talent that you have back in that room?
That they're all coming back. Just from the videos that I've watched of them. I didn't recruit many of those guys, but I have not met them yet. They have not met me yet. That will take place here shortly. So, a young group, sort of like what I had, back at the other school. So, very excited, very talented group, and, ready to go out and work with them.
When someone describes one of your wide receivers, what do you hope they describe?
Someone that's very tough, attacks practice, loves to compete, down to earth, will work hard, and ready to go out. I've been blessed to coach some talented kids, and the thing that hopefully they would tell people that didn't know them is that one, if you coach them hard, then you better love them. So my thing will be here, is just letting the guys know me, and this is what I expect, but it's a two-way street. At the end of the day, what I say and what Coach Petrino says is going to be what we're going to do, but I will stand up for you if you think you got a point.
Lonnie, kind of talk about, you plan to recruit up in the DMV for Louisville, is it a new area for this school?
Yeah, just some of the contacts, that I've made up there. I've recruited up and down the East Coast, but strongly for the last three years I've been over there in the DMV area, and there's a lot of good football players, and I've made a lot of good contacts. But I recruited Georgia, I've recruited South Florida, I recruit North Carolina because I'm from North Carolina. So just being able to go over there and hit some of the private schools and over in that DMV area.
Do you think those, that's obviously an ACC footprint as well, do you think they'll be pretty excited about that?
You would think so, with Syracuse and Boston College being over that way, and Virginia being close, and Tech. So, it's a product to where if they come over here and see what a great city Louisville is, to be able to go back home. And if you're from the Maryland, D.C. area, it's an hour ride to a game, to be able to come back home and then pick and choose when you want to come over here to a football game. So I think so. There's something to offer, being in this conference and being on the East Coast, that you can draw some of those players away from the Big Ten.
What's this last week been like for you? Studying, having to be the guy coaching plays that you don't know yourself.
Right. Like I said, I got here Friday, went out to eat, came here Saturday morning about 8:30 to about 3, then went out to eat again, and then came back Sunday and met and got here this morning at 6:45. So it's something new, but once you can put the concepts together, and you know, they sort of, well, okay, this was a different play, different formation, but it's the same. It's just putting the puzzle of it together. So, you know, I'm up for the challenge.
What's your family think about the change in the move?
You know, they're excited. My wife's here now. The kids are, you know, in school, so it's a situation to where, you know, we've moved a few times. It seemed like every 3 years we've moved, but you know, they're fine. My kids are young, and you know, the thing that they do love, you know, what Daddy does is coaching football and being able to come out and run around on the field and be around. And you know, my wife loves football, and I tell her now, you know, sometimes I wish you didn't know as much as you think you know, because when you didn't know anything about football, you was like, okay, yeah, but now it's like, well, why'd you do this? Well, why'd you guys do this? Well, why'd you guys drop the ball? So, but no, it's exciting for us, you know, to be able to come over here.
Well, when you were at West Virginia at first, did you coach a game on this field at all?
Yes.
What do you remember about, you know, the atmosphere and just
You know, great crowd. And then I coached at East Carolina here, and I told Coach Petrino this when some of our guys walked on the bird, and I think they scored like 67. It was a bad score, but I mean, I've been here. The atmosphere is, you know, outstanding atmosphere. You know, a great stadium, a great place to play.
As you come to grips with new playbooks, are the biggest differences schematic or just vocabulary?
Some of both, you know, schematic, just putting it all together, putting the terminology together as far as, you know, for what I'm used to, because I mean, there's so many ways you can run a vertical route. So, you know, the routes and stuff are the same. It's just the different concepts of how you call it and to put it together.
So, how did Bobby explain like what your job would be as a coordinator, given that you know, oversee so much beyond?
You know, the thing that Coach, you know, we've talked about it, you know, briefly, you know, like Coach K was saying, you know, obviously Coach calls the plays, but I mean, as far as, you know, what we do in the meeting that we had this morning, it was one of those things to where, all right, well, you know, what do y'all think about this? What do you think about this? You know, it's one thing, you know, of calling the plays, but it's another thing when you're able to sit down with a head coach that's, you know, the play caller and give him, you know, your opinions, and you know, either he likes them or he doesn't. But it's not one of those things to where, for me, getting here, and you know, obviously Coach K being with him for a while, you know, he wants to know what we think, because he might not see it or think of it that way. You know, well, what's good for this guy in this formation? You know, well, script it that way. You know, if I'm scripting Skelly, or if Nick's scripting Skelly, or, you know, scripting the run game, the play pass is off the run game, you know, so he might not see it that way. So that's how, you know, with having the, you know, the co-OC title, that's how you get your input within to helping coach out, because, you know, there's a lot of other things that you do as a head coach. And so that's how, you know, Coach K and I will help him.